Hello, Canadian citizens! We are here today to change your eating habits and bring awareness to the travesties of trans fatty acids. We are 4 nursing students attending Langara College. Welcome and join us as we begin our journey into trans fats in Canada. Look at these pictures. What do they have in common other than deliciousness? All of these foods contain trans fatty acids, an unsaturated fatty acid formed by partial hydrogenated vegetable oil. What does this mean? Hydrogenation is the process of turning liquid oil into a semi-solid form, such as margarine and shortening, allowing foods containing trans fatty acids to have a much longer shelf life. Fats are an essential part of a healthy diet. They provide the body with essential fatty acids, calories, and help the body absorb vitamins A, D, and E. There are 4 different types of fats: polyunsaturated fatty acids, monounsaturated fatty acids, saturated fatty acids, and of course, trans fatty acids. Unsaturated fatty acids are a healthier option. However, these types of fats are very unstable when heated and spoil quite quickly. As a result, manufacturers hydrogenated canola oil, forming what we know today as trans fatty acids. Research shows that trans fat increases levels of harmful cholesterol, which increase the risk of heart attack. These fats also decrease the body's good cholesterol, which work to protect against heart disease. In fact, 1 gram of trans fat is said to be 10 times more harmful to your body than a single gram of saturated fat. Obesity, liver dysfunction, heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. These are just some of the complications associated with trans fatty acids. Does trans fat still sound good? No! It is clear that banning trans fat is important to the health and well-being of Canadian citizens. So what regulations does the Canadian government already have in place? Did you know Canada was the very first country in the world to introduce mandatory labeling of trans fat? The government program, Trans Fat Task Force, recommended that we limit the trans fat content in vegetable oils and soft spreadable margarines to 2% of the total fat content, and also limit the trans fat content of all other foods to 5%. Food manufacturers were encouraged to replace trans fats with healthier alternatives, such as monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. Health Canada has closely monitored the actions of the industry through the Trans Fat Monitoring Program. Canada is the first country to publish this type of monitoring data. Even though laws exist, the decrease of trans fat in restaurants have not yet been successful. There are many reasons that companies have not lowered their trans fat content: costs of relabeling, limited knowledge and information on trans fats, and limited time available for compliance, to name a few. Denmark was the very first country in the world to regulate trans fats. It has been noted that hardly anyone notices the difference in taste of food. French fries are still crispy and pastries are still scrumptious. Educating society on the effects of trans fat is imperative when trying to get the message across. Currently, people are becoming better educated on trans fats and its harmful effects. Although existing steps toward change have occurred, more change is necessary. It is our belief that the complete ban of all trans fats above recommended levels is essential. So besides a reduction in health problems, what other positive elements can Canadians attain from the ban of trans fats? Like all of you, I too enjoy the smell and feel of money. So the question remains, how will the Canadian economy be affected by the ban of unacceptable trans fats? Researchers estimate product changes involved in mandatory banning of trans fats will cost a total of $941 million. This may seem expensive, but when we consider the hospital costs involved in coronary heart disease, which is approximately $19 billion, we will actually be saving money. Working in healthcare has allowed us to care for patients suffering with illnesses related to trans fat consumption. We now understand that health issues spare no ethnicity and can affect individuals from all walks of life. The effects of trans fatty acids can no longer be ignored. It is clear that the consumption of trans fat has no positive effects on the body and is associated with life-threatening illnesses. The effects of these illnesses on health are devastating, and rapid action to ban trans fats must occur immediately. Let's join together and make a change. Let's ban trans fats. We as Canadians have a moral obligation to prevent the harmful effects of trans fat. This ban will bring better health and economic benefits. By not doing anything, we are only causing harm to our people. Stop the societal health issue in Canada now. How can you make a difference? Keep informed. Join us on Twitter at @BanTransFats for all the latest information regarding trans fats in Canada. You can also write to the Public Health Nutrition Ministry and voice your opinions. Finally, take a personal stand. Educate yourself and others about the risks associated with trans fats and stop the consumption today.